action!
Ooh, yeah.
Feeling good.
My name is Blake Cortright. I'm the video production manager at Elevation 10,000, a fully vertically integrated ad agency out of upstate New York. At the beginning of November of 2023, the marketing director for Harding Mazzotti came to me and asked if we would be interested in pitching them on a Super Bowl commercial.
At Harding Mazzotti, we are a very big law firm at this point. We're across multiple states with multiple offices, and we do a lot of advertising.
The Harding Mazzotti brand is a very strong brand. They are all over the place. Everyone has heard of Harding Mazzotti. Everyone has seen their commercials and their branding.
We chose to use a sports movie training montage to represent the diligence, hard work, and persistence that the Harding Mazzotti legal team puts into every case.
The team came back really quickly with a strong idea that our whole internal marketing department was pretty excited about. We saw some great storyboards. Let's do this, let's give it a shot. We want to entertain, we want to have something that stands out, and this concept really seemed like it was going to do that for us.
This was November, and we had to deliver before February. That is a tight timeline for a shoot that had 4 locations and required over 20 cast and crew. I spent a lot of time with our print and apparel shop because they handled all of our costuming and props. It was amazing to be able to do all of that in-house and just walk across the hallway. A lot of the pre-production happened between Christmas and New Year's.
The Elevation 10,000 team was able to communicate and work through that holiday break in a very efficient fashion.
What I love about filmmaking is that it is ultimately about a great team. Our team put in well over 100 man-hours of preparation in a 2-week period leading up to filming.
Nice. The first scene that we filmed was the martial arts scene where Paul Harding is breaking a board in a dojo.
Columbia Taekwondo was super accommodating, not only in letting us use their space, but the owner, Tay, was incredibly generous with his time and expertise to help us refine the action and make it look as authentic as possible.
I had never broken a board before, and so when we had the trained professionals, without them there, I wouldn't have the confidence to do it, and they taught me how to properly do it.
Matt and the Grips, Ben and Frank, got to work transforming the space into what you see in the final commercial.
Some more texture in the wall to make it a little more interesting.
So we are getting close to first shot. The set deck and the lighting design has really transformed the space in a matter of hours.
We see how Blake and the rest of the Elevation 10,000 team is getting things set up and making it come to life.
This commercial had me switching between my director hat and my producer hat. As the producer, it's my job to get everybody there on time to make sure schedules are respected, and especially working with high-powered lawyers who are actively working. We only had a little bit of their time every day, and I wanted to make sure that none of it was wasted. So we would get them into costume, get them in and out of hair and makeup, and then quickly invite them to the set to do the scenes.
I just thought it went way faster than I ever remember any shoot going. With us being with our schedules and getting pulled in all different directions, you know, it required a master scheduling.
As the director, it's my job to realize this creative vision, and I do that by working with this incredible cast and crew. But one of the challenges is working with people who aren't trained actors. And so it's my job as the director to come alongside to make them comfortable and to give them a great experience on set so that they can shine. If I'm not making people look their best, then I'm not doing my job.
Is this gonna look good? Is he gonna be able to break boards? Is this gonna look realistic? Is he gonna be able to pull this off? You're asking all those questions before it starts, and then you see them in the suit, you see it set up, you look at it on camera and you go, it's working. Like, this looks cool. This looks better than I could have imagined it looking.
Oh, yeah. I like that.
A little bit of momentum picks up once you kind of see that first frame and you see some of that creativity come to life.
He must have broken at least 100 boards. We had to do a bunch of different takes to make sure we had the camera move right, to make sure that the background looked good, and to make sure the performance was good.
Blake's positivity, you know, when he gives you direction, it was gentle when it needed to be, it was firm when it needed to be, and it felt like I was part of the team, not just being told what to do.
We were paying so much attention to just him breaking the board. It really took Blake's creative genius to think about, what about the moment after he breaks the board?
There was a very specific mood I wanted, so I walked up to him and I asked him, how do you feel when you win a case? Are you surprised? And he said, no. And there was this cool, calm confidence to him that I knew would be there because I knew the reputation. So I said, all right, so when you go through that board, you just want another case. It's another day. And that take, you can see it in his face. Just as powerful as the action is the reaction. As a director, most of my job is related to psychology. It's really important to tap into what makes people tick and what will give them a subtle performance.
Blake's an award-winning director. Blake sees those little things that can make or break a scene, even in just a facial expression.
Blake's, one of these guys that you say, they live in Albany? He could be wherever Blake wants to be, doing whatever Blake wants to do, but he's here in our midst, part of this great company.
As you can see behind me, we're tearing down now at the end of the day. We got all the shots we needed, all of our extras, everybody looked great, and Paul Harding is an absolute rock star. And we know we got the shot, and everybody is celebrating that win together.
Day 2, Harding Mazzotti.
Amazing. For our second day, we were planning to film our entire gym sequence, which on paper is not terribly complex, but it involved 3 totally separate lighting setups that had to be filmed in 2 distinct areas of an active gym facility. We were able to completely transform it through lighting and set design.
Our grips, Frank and Ben, did a phenomenal job. We were able to work really efficiently and accomplish these 3 different setups in one day because they were able to start working on the next setup while I was still shooting the first one.
There's no windows, but there are all these mirrors, so it was fun to see the team work together to troubleshoot that, putting up a bunch of black material to help restrict those reflections. You can see all the little stuff we have going on here with our matted V-flats that are helping to absorb that light. It's all about the contrast and the ratio between the bright areas and the dark areas. All right, yeah, Matt, that did the trick. That's fantastic.
The cinematographer shapes the look of the film. Everything that you see has been filtered through decisions that the cinematographer made, from lighting, camera angle, camera lens choice, and the movement of the camera through the environment. In cinematography, we need many different kinds of light. We need different qualities of light, different colors of light, and we need different ways to shape that light. Rather than light coming from the front and just kind of flattening out the image, I wanted the light to come from behind and from the side, and give depth and dimension to the image. Shaping the light in that way is one of the ways in which we were able to make this look more like a movie and less like a commercial.
Elevation 10K did a really great job finding a way to work in our brand colors and make them part of the visual storytelling.
I couldn't believe what it looked like when I saw the first playback. The lighting and the set, had really turned that into something significant.
So Paul Harding is an incredibly fit human being. I told him, I really want it to look like you're benching 400 or 500 pounds. We sourced a series of realistic looking rubber barbell weights. He was still getting a workout in, even though we were using prop weights.
Okay, you ready, Blake?
Yep, I'm ready. Let's do it.
Our third full day of production was at Afram Sports Park, an incredible indoor soccer field right here in the Capital Region.
We couldn't have done this without the field because it had rained and snowed the past 3 days. So if we were outdoors, even though it was a nice day outside, we would have been really crunched. The lighting would have been changing all the time.
Our cinematographer, Matthew Elton, did a great job leading our grip and lighting team, Ben, MJ, and Frank, to quickly set up and stage our lighting in the middle of the field, because we had to transform a soccer field into a football arena.
It's a big, daunting production, and it's a lot of work. You're always on, you're always going, you're always trying to make sure that things are hitting the schedules that you had planned in your head, making sure things are right. You don't want to miss it. Once it's on camera and you move out of that location, you can't go back and get it again, or you can with great difficulty, but it all went very smoothly. We were able to have that pre-production planning that really made it an easy process.
Matt's lighting design was elegant, simple, but extremely effective. It's always amazing to see Matt work with the light and transform the space, which is something he did at every single location. I was working with Mark Petagrasso, our stunt coordinator, on the blocking and staging for our stunt team. We had spoken about it ahead of time and we had rehearsed certain pieces, but now we were on the field with the stuntmen, working through the blocking.
I've been doing stunts for 16 or 17 years now. Feature films, primetime TV, commercials. I have some Super Bowl commercial experience, as most of us do here, that worked on this one. So we have a pretty good idea of what needs to be done to make it exciting.
And then I brought Matt, our cinematographer, in to work through the camera blocking. Matt became a moving piece of the puzzle alongside the 3 stunt performers and our 3 professional football players.
Stunt performers are diving and jumping around me as I'm running with the camera, but I just have to keep going in a straight line. And I can't hesitate, I can't flinch, I can't bump the camera. It took a little bit of courage to get started with it, and then once I got a feel for it and I knew exactly what was gonna happen, exactly where the stunt performers would be at any moment, I could refine the camera move to make it just perfect. But those first couple of runs down the field were wild.
And everybody really had to hit their marks for this to be done safely. Fortunately, I'm working with a bunch of professionals and everybody knocked it out of the park.
Matt operating the cameras running backwards. It's not easy. You have to get the shot. You're looking at monitor, you're looking at the lens, and you're also running backwards with a rig. I was safetying him just because I wanted to make sure there was nothing there. I wanted to make sure nobody was crossing. I was surprised. Matt was running fast. he was cooking at some points. I was impressed at the movement of the camera. It needed to be that fast. And the ultimate shot, it looked great.
It was exciting, it had the energy that I wanted, and very importantly, it hit the pacing that it had to hit for the spot.
Perfect, great! All right!
Filmmaking is a magic trick. It's about creating an emotion, not necessarily directly representing reality. As a director, I'm always trying to add elements into the sequences and scenes, little bits of color and little textures to emphasize emotion and to emphasize the story. A little haze from the fog machine can go a long way to adding a little bit of that texture that helps sell the emotion of the scene.
Editing a 30-second Super Bowl commercial with this many scenes and a montage with this much action in just 30 seconds is no easy task. Blake has an amazing intuition for that, and he knew exactly how to pace those stunts so that they would fit in the time we had allotted.
I knew from the pace of the shots, we would have room in the edit to fit one more beat of action. We only have an hour left at this location. We have got to wrap quickly. And I saw the shot that I wanted and I said, we're gonna make it happen. The stunt team brought in a small trampoline and a crash pad. We started to get set up, and Mark Pedigrasso, our stunt coordinator, worked with the Albany Firebirds football guys to be involved.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting and fun and energetic. I wanted him to leap through the air, almost like Superman. I wanted this sense of flight and momentum, and it uses the whole width of the frame. My brain just thinks in those very wide, rectangular compositions. So for this spot, I was very intentional about the framing and the composition to make sure that elements would fill the frame and we would really take advantage of that scope aspect ratio.
Blake wanted to give it that larger-than-life movie feel that you don't typically see in a television commercial.
We made it happen, everybody committed. We only had like 5 minutes left to get the last shot before we had to start breaking down. It's Paul Harding in costume, finishing the action into the end zone. And Paul committed to it. He's really tossing himself and that ball across the line. And as soon as we had that shot, I knew the sequence was ready.
It went great, man. We had Paul's stunt double in there. We had Victor and Rosemarie just absolutely crushing it in their sequences, and the stunt team really brought it today.
Hey, thank you, gentlemen,
It's a good picture for your wall.
Pleasure.
Day 4 of production, we were feeling good. We knew we had most of the commercial in the can, but there was, in particular, one shot that was missing. For this shot, Blake and I discussed referencing a famous movie, Rocky, and the iconic shot when Rocky runs up the steps at the Philadelphia Art Museum. We decided to use an iconic upstate New York location, which is the Empire State Plaza in Albany, New York.
Day 4 was the shortest day of production, but it was also the earliest and probably our tightest time crunch. And it happened to be in upstate New York in January before sunrise. So it was cold outside. We were shooting an opening hero shot of the partners posing before sunrise. And then we were shooting a recreation of the famous scene in Rocky. That was the final shot of the commercial. If the final shot doesn't land, the whole thing doesn't work. We posed the partners, we had our camera move in the dark with just a couple of lights, and then Matt had the grip team break down that lighting and clear the space we were in because it was gonna be in our next shot from the top of the steps. We got to the top of the steps and started blocking out the action, and Matt was an incredible trooper because as many runs up the steps as the stand-ins and Paul had, Matt had to do all those runs with the camera. We knocked it out of the park, and I'm super proud of the final shot. It pays homage to Rocky, it gets all three partners in the last frame, and it shows off an iconic landmark for New York State. All of those things were important, and all of them were accomplished thanks to the hard work and dedication of the team.
Once we had that final shot in the can, we knew that this project was a wrap. Everyone celebrated, everyone had a huge smile on their face.
I got to say that's a wrap. At around 9 a.m. on Thursday morning, those storyboards that we had pitched to Harding Mazzotti had come to life in a vivid way, and I felt very accomplished, but also very proud of my team and the work that they put in.
All right, everybody, that is a wrap on the Harding Mazzotti Super Bowl.
What I love about directing is not only realizing a creative vision, but being able to bring the best out of other people and to see them shine. Like, I know what I want, and I know I can lean on the team to do that, and I know they're gonna bring unique flourishes and texture. That's why I hired them.
Working with Elevation 10,000 has been absolutely great. It's been rewarding, it's been fulfilling, met a lot of great people that I hope to work with forever.
This project was a lot of work, but a lot of fun. Long days, early mornings, late nights, but we loved every moment of it.
It's tough sometimes, especially when you're up early in the morning and you're going late at night, but it's a lot of fun. This team makes it easy. They make it fun. The time just flies by. You know, with a team like this, we just have fun with it.
The dream team came together once again. Many of us have worked together in the past. We look forward to working together again in the future. It was a wonderful, phenomenal experience to work with such talented cast and crew. And I can't wait for the next one to make it even bigger and better.
Putting together a commercial requires a lot of different steps. And one of the steps that can often get left behind is audio post-production. If the sound isn't good, then everything else that we've done up to that point doesn't matter. So for this project and all of our high-end commercial campaigns, we partner tightly with White Lake Studios.
We are a large-scale audio production and post-production facility recording studio. We are fortunate to get to work with Discovery and Netflix and HBO and a variety of production companies. I've been fortunate to work with Elevation 10,000 on several projects. Everything we do with the company is absolutely exceptional, and it's a pleasure and an honor to be part of anything that they bring us.
The collaborative energy in the room with all of us is just electric. Working with the team at White Lake is a joy. They're incredibly experienced, they love what they do, and they're really good at it.
During production, Harding Mazzotti reached out to us for some billboard concepts. Our design team created a series of concepts, and some of them reference the Super Bowl commercial. We're able to create a unified campaign that encompasses a wide range of marketing efforts.
There's a benefit to being able to use one vendor to help you with multiple different things. The ability to branch out and use some of the other services that are offered by Elevation 10,000. It's nice to be able to go, hey, you guys are doing a great job on our digital and search side. You guys also have graphic design, you could do graphic design stuff. We're trying to elevate what we're doing on our billboards, and we're trying to do something different there. Do you have some creative ideas on that?
Elevation they figured it out. They figured out how to be that for these companies to make sure that their branding and marketing is getting to where it needs to be.
Elevation 10,000 was able to bring a creative story to life, and what we found each time that we go into these different areas of services that Elevation 10,000 provides is that the results have been high quality, and we've been happy with them.
After we wrapped principal photography, we presented the Harding Mazzotti team with some souvenirs from set, including the football helmet and some boxing gloves for them to keep to remember the production by.
So my overall experience with Elevation 10,000 was just that I want to work with them again. We've shot hundreds, so not 100, but hundreds of commercials. This experience was different. It just felt organized, it felt deliberate, and I feel the creativity factor was a 10. I think we shot the best commercial we've ever shot.
Harding Mazzotti has done hundreds of television commercials over the last 30 years. And that we get the privilege to be part of that legacy, that's priceless.
How does Harding Mazzotti go for the big win? We're always raising the bar, keeping up with changing laws. We train hard to hit hard. We never drop the ball. We stand up to big insurance companies. Think big. Harding Mazzotti.